You ever walk away from a conversation with a woman and immediately replay every second of it in your head? You start wondering if what just happened meant something, or if you're about to completely embarrass yourself by misreading it. Was that flirting? Was she just being polite? Did I miss a signal, or was there nothing there at all? That space right there is where most guys get stuck. Not because they're dumb, not because they're awkward, but because nobody ever explains how attraction actually shows up in real life. Most men are taught to look for obvious signs, big reactions, clear green lights. The problem is attraction rarely works that way. Women don't usually announce interest directly. They signal it, quietly, and if you don't know how to read those behaviors, you end up guessing, hesitating, or doing nothing until the moment passes. So let's slow this down and break it apart properly. No pickup lines, no fake confidence, no alpha nonsense. Just how to tell if she's attracted to you without guessing or overthinking. First, you need to understand one thing. Attraction is not a single moment, it's a pattern. One smile doesn't mean anything. One laugh doesn't mean anything. One good conversation doesn't mean anything. What matters is consistency. Most men get this wrong because they treat attraction like a yes or no switch, when in reality it's more like a dimmer. It builds, it fades, it responds to energy. Once you understand that, everything starts to make more sense. One of the first, and I don't just mean physical orientation, though that's part of it. When a woman is attracted to you, her attention naturally moves toward you. Her body turns in your direction. Her feet point toward you. She angles herself to stay engaged even when other people are around. This isn't something she plans, it's instinct. People lean toward what they're interested in and away from what they're not. If she's half turned away, scanning the room, giving you partial attention, that's not attraction, that's politeness. But if she's present, locked in, and responsive, that's your first data point. Not proof, just information. Another sign is her energy changes around you. Pay close attention to this because it's subtle. When you join the conversation, does her tone shift? Does she become more playful, more animated, or sometimes quieter and more focused? Attraction doesn't always look like excitement. Sometimes it looks like self-awareness. She becomes more intentional with her words, more tuned in, more careful about how she shows up. That shift means you matter in that moment. Indifference feels flat. Attraction creates contrast. Another major sign is investment. This is something almost no one explains properly. Attraction isn't about how much she smiles. It's about how much she puts in. Does she ask follow-up questions? Does she build on what you say instead of resetting the conversation? Does she remember small details and bring them up later? That's effort. And people don't invest effort into things they don't value. If she's giving short, vague responses and making you carry the entire interaction, that's not attraction. That's tolerance. Attraction creates participation. Another sign is mirroring, not instantly, but naturally. Your posture shifts and hers follows. Your speaking pace slows and hers matches it. Your energy changes and she adapts. That's not imitation, that's synchronization. When two people are psychologically aligned, their behavior starts to sync without effort. That's attraction happening below the surface. Another sign most guys miss is space. She creates room for things to happen. She pauses instead of filling silence. She lingers instead of rushing off. She stays close instead of creating distance. Those pauses aren't awkward, they're opportunities. Attraction often shows up as space for you to lead, space for something to move forward. If she wanted out, she'd take it. Now here's where most guys mess everything up. They overthink individual moments. They zoom in so close they lose the bigger picture. She touched my arm, does that mean something? She replied late. Does that mean she's not interested? You can't read attraction frame by frame. You read it like a trend, direction, consistency, momentum. Is it warming up or cooling down? That's the only question that matters. Here's another truth that changes everything. Attraction doesn't respond to approval seeking. If your energy is trying to impress, trying not to mess up, trying to be liked, you're signaling uncertainty. Calm confidence isn't loud. It isn't performative. It's grounded, present, unrushed, and women feel that immediately. One of the clearest signs of attraction is this. She doesn't label you as just a friend early. She doesn't bring up another guy unnecessarily. She doesn't emotionally block the idea of you and her. Even if she's unsure, even if she's cautious, she leaves the door unlocked. That's intentional. Now let's talk about the fear underneath all of this. The fear of being wrong. Most men don't hesitate because they lack signals. They hesitate because they're afraid of misreading them. But here's the reality. You don't need certainty. You need enough information. Attraction grows through movement, not analysis. If you wait for perfect clarity, you'll always be late. The mindset shift that changes everything is simple. Stop asking, does she like me? Start asking, is this moving forward or standing still? If it's moving forward, you move with it. If it's standing still, you don't force it. That's it. Missing signal. It makes you uninformed. Nobody teaches this properly. And most advice either oversimplifies it or turns it into a game. That's not what this channel is about. This is about understanding how attraction actually shows up in real life, without gimmicks, without guessing. So stop looking for proof. Start looking for patterns. Stop analyzing moments. Start reading momentum. And stop waiting for permission when the door is already open. If this made you think about a situation you're in right now, you're not alone. Drop it in the comments. And if you want to know what to do once you start seeing the signs, how to move things forward without being awkward or forcing it, that's exactly what we're breaking down next. This is the attraction code, and we're just getting started.